Welcome to The Explainer. So you're thinking about taking your business global, or maybe just into a new city. How do you pick where to go next? It can feel like a huge gamble, right? Well, today, we're going to break down a strategic playbook that helps turn that uncertainty into a smart, data-driven decision. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to walk through 5 key steps. We'll start with the big picture, create a custom scorecard, look at the people and the business rules, and then bring it all together to make that final call. Okay, let's dive in. First things first, we've got to set our strategic compass. Before you even think about looking at a map, you have to know why you're making this move in the first place. Seriously, this becomes your North Star for every single decision that comes after.
And, this question is a lot deeper than it looks on the surface. Just saying, oh, we want to grow, well, that's not going to cut it. It's way too vague. What kind of growth are you actually chasing? Is it about revenue? Grabbing more market share? Maybe it's about getting access to new talent. Because honestly, the answer changes everything. You need to be super clear about what you're after.
So what could that why look like? Well, it could be simple market expansion, just selling more of what you already have to a new audience. Or maybe it's about diversification. You don't want all your eggs in one basket, right? So you enter a new arena to reduce that risk. And sometimes it's a long-term strategic play, planting a flag in a key region to build influence for the future.
And it's not just about the why, it's also about the what. Which specific product or service are you going to lead with? Think of it as your Trojan horse. Is it your main tried and true product, or maybe something new and a bit more flexible? Getting this right from the get-go is absolutely crucial.
Okay, so you've nailed down your why and your what. Now you need a system, a way to actually compare different markets. This is where we get into something really cool, the market scorecard. It's all about turning your gut feelings and big ideas into cold, hard intel.
Now, the secret sauce here is the weighted score. This isn't just some generic checklist, okay? It's custom built for your business. You get to decide what's most important. So if, say, getting into a market easily is way more important to you than how many competitors are there, you give it more weight. It's like creating a pair of custom glasses that help you see the world based on what truly matters to you. And here's what it looks like. You've got your criteria down the side, things like market potential, how tough the competition is, ease of entry, you name it. You assign a weight to each one based on your strategy, rate each potential market from 1 to 5, and then do the math. What you get is this powerful, objective score. All of a sudden, that really tough choice between, Brazil and Vietnam, it's not a gut call anymore. It's backed by data. All right, we've got our scorecard ready to go. But a scorecard's just an empty spreadsheet without any data, right? So let's start filling it in by focusing on the most important piece of the puzzle, the people and the culture.
Demographics are your first stop. Just look at a simple age breakdown like this one. It tells a huge story, doesn't it? A market with a big chunk of 19 to 35-year-olds is probably going to be hungry for new tech and experiences. A market with a larger, older population, they might be more interested in stability, healthcare. This is ground zero for understanding who you're actually talking to.
And sometimes, a single number can tell you almost everything you need to know. Take this, an 85% internet and mobile penetration rate. What does that scream to you? It means you can, and probably should, go all in on a digital strategy. Now, imagine that number was 30%. Your entire game time would have to change, right? You'd be thinking about retail stores, traditional ads, a completely different world.
But it goes way beyond just numbers and demographics. You have to get into the culture. It is so dangerous to just assume that what people love in your home market will work somewhere else. For example, maybe your product is a hit back home because it's seen as durable and a great value. But what if you enter a new market where people care more about status and the latest cool thing? Your value message could completely fall flat. Catching these cultural differences early can literally save you from a total disaster.
Okay, so we've looked at the people. Now we need to zoom out and look at the business landscape itself. What are the rules of the game in this new place?
And these things are a huge deal. They can absolutely make or break your entry. We're talking about things like, how easy is it to actually start a business there? Are there crazy tariffs that are going to blow up your costs? What's the tax situation like? Is the government stable? Every single one of these is a risk factor. If you ignore this stuff, you're basically flying blind right into a storm.
All right, you've set your strategy, you've built your scorecard, and filled it with data on the people and the business landscape. Now comes the moment of truth. It's time to put it all together and make the final call.
And this is where you have to be brutally honest with yourself. You lay everything out side by side. On one side, you've got the opportunities. Maybe there's an untapped niche, friendly trade policies, people with money to spend. But on the other side, you've got the risks. Tons of competition, confusing regulations, major cultural hurdles. The big question is, do the potential wins here truly, and I mean truly, outweigh the risks?
When you make your case, your reasoning can't just be, well, it got the highest score. That's not enough. You need to tell a story. You need a clear, powerful statement that connects all the pieces. Why this market is a great fit, how it aligns with your goals, and why it has long-term value. It all has to circle back to that original why we talked about at the very beginning.
But look, a decision is just a decision until you act on it. So the last piece of this is figuring out your immediate first moves. We're not talking about the entire 5-year plan here. We're talking about the next 3 things you need to do. Maybe that's running a small pilot project to test the waters, finding a great local partner, and putting a clear timeline on the board to keep things moving.
Ultimately, this whole playbook, every step we've talked about, is designed to help you answer this one single question. But the goal isn't to answer it with a gut feeling or a lucky guess. It's to build such a solid case with so much evidence that you can answer it with total confidence. And that's how you turn what feels like a massive leap of faith into a smart, calculated, and successful next step for your business.